Welcome to my Days of Our Lives official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Nicole's bio mom surprise, Eric returns Jude after raging at Sloan. Days of Our Lives, DOOL, spoilers for Friday, May 24th, reveal that Marlena Evans, Deidre Hall, will have an explanation for Jada Hunter, Elia Cantu, Rafe Hernandez, Galen Gehring, and Stephanie Johnson, Abigail Klein, about Everett Lynch aka Robert Bobby Stein, Blake Barris. Now that Marlena has spoken to Everett about missing time and has witnessed the abrupt changes in his jest, she has enough good idea of what's going on. Marlena will probably admit that Everett is suffering from some kind of personality complaint that's redounded in him having two different personas. Whether it's dissociative identity complaint or commodity analogous, Day spoilers say Marlena will clarify that both Bobby and Everett enthrall the same brain. Since we know he was born Robert, Marlena may presume that Everett was created as a result of knowledge trauma, since that's a common detector in cases like this. Meanwhile, Chanel DiMera, Raven Bowens, will have a concession to make. Although Chanel told Johnny DiMera, Carson Boatman, that she wanted to have their baby, that doesn't mean her enterprises are gone. Day spoilers say Chanel will admit she's still upset about the radiation exposure and the birth defects it could beget, but Johnny may promise they'll get through this together no matter what. At some point, Johnny might also admit the Los Angeles job offer he's been hiding, but he may officially turn it down soon and argue that their family's future in Salem is more important. At the DiMera manse on Friday's DOL occasion, Nicole DiMera, Ariane Zucker, and EJ DiMera, Dan Feuereagle, will unload some delicate issues. Although EJ pushed for some comforting private time, Nicole may reflect on all the losses she's faced and wished effects had turned out else with their baby. EJ will console Nicole with the knowledge that Sloan Peterson Brady's, Jessica Surfety, admission will change everything, so he'll look forward to Jude Brady, Oliver McClarty, being back in his bio mama's arms soon enough. Once Sloan realized there was a way out of this mess, she demurred off her concession to Eric Brady, Greg Vaughn. Now Eric is reeling over Sloan's news that Jude actually belongs to EJ and Nicole. Of course, the maternity part is just the taradiddle that EJ's forcing Sloan to vend, at least if she wants his help fading rather of Worf in captivity. Our day's prognostications point to some extremely emotional scenes as Sloan takes the blame for the bogus relinquishment and insists she stole Jude from his real parents. After Eric listens to Sloan's defenses and blows his top, he'll take Jude to Nicole and explain that he's her natural son. Days of Our Lives spoilers say Nicole will get some shocking Jude updates. Everett and Bobby switch in front of Marlena, EJ's mayor plot. Days of Our Lives, DOOL. Spoilers recap for Thursday, May 23rd, reveals that Eric Brady, Greg Vaughn, ran into Marlena Evans, Deidre Hall, outside the cantina, where she realized he was hiding a shiner behind his sunglasses. Eric explained what happened with Everett Lynch aka Robert Bobby Stein, Blake Barris, before heading home with Jude Brady, Oliver McClarty. Meanwhile, Melinda Trask, Tina Huang, got updates on the corner that EJ DiMera, Dan Feuereagle, had backed Sloan Peterson Brady, Jessica Surfety, into. Sloan wanted help chancing a way out, but Melinda allowed. EJ had her beat and prayed Sloan to keep her name out of this. Once Eric returned with Jude in his stroller, Melinda took off. Eric sat down to talk with Sloan about her crapulous jest at the bar and wondered if he'd done commodity wrong. Sloan assured Eric that he hadn't and eventually said it was time for him to know the verity about Jude, that he wasn't theirs. Eric knew Jude wasn't their child biologically, but Sloan claimed he wasn't theirs any other way either since he actually belonged to EJ and Nicole DiMera, Ariane Zucker. After Sloan claimed Nicole and EJ's baby was still alive, she reiterated that Jude was theirs and left Eric looking affrighted as a gash rolled down his impertinence. At the DiMera manse on Thursday's day's occasion, EJ was surprised to see Nicole up this early, but she acted like her leftover was formally fading. Nicole wanted to check on EJ since she had just seen a news composition online about Paulina Price, Jackie Harry, firing him. EJ was fine, but he suggested Paulina's rearmost move could be the last straw of unpredictability for her ingredients. That left EJ determined to get a recall solicitation and force a new election that he'd win easily. Nicole bothered about the redundant workload, but EJ felt he could delegate and said he'd substantially be a statuette in the mayoral part anyway. EJ also gave Nicole a vim talk about how she'd patch effects up with Holly Jonas, Ashley Puzimis. Since any child would be proud to call Nicole their mama, EJ promised Nicole would have that again soon. At one point, EJ got on the phone with one of his intelligencers and learned Eric took Jude home. EJ said about Melinda left, so he said the coming person coming out of that apartment should be Sloan herself on her way to see him. At The Spectator on Thursday's day's occasion, Stephanie Johnson, Abigail Klein, told Chad DiMera, Billy Flynn, that Everett got arrested at small bar, but she defended him and acted like he simply misconstrued the situation. Stephanie admitted she paid Everett's bail and said he'd be released soon, but Chad remained concerned about Everett's history of aggressive jest. Since Stephanie allowed Chad sounded off, he told her about the story Abigail DiMera, last played by Marcy Miller, was working on just before Clyde Weston, James Redd, came after her. Stephanie also got the news that the Horton House emendations were finished and learned Chad eventually went back in the room where Abigail had come a fatal victim. Chad demanded to go pick up Thomas DiMera, Carrie Christopher, from soccer practice, so Stephanie agreed to watch over the office until Everett got there. At the Salem PD on Thursday's DOL show, Jada Hunter, Elia Cantu, was taken suddenly to learn Everett had been arrested last night. The paperwork noted that although his ID said Everett, he kept claiming his name was Robert Stein. Jada and Rafe Hernandez, Galen Gehring, were thwarted, so they called Marlena in for backup. Coming on Thursday's day's occasion, Jada approached Bobby in his jail cell. Bobby incontinently started flirting with Jada, but Rafe intruded to put Bobby in bind and take him to the interrogation room. There's where he kept averring his name was Bobby, but he suddenly snapped back to Everett, formerly Marlena arrived. Everett was confused since he didn't know why he was at the police station or why Marlena had come to see him. When Marlena asked why Everett attacked Eric, Everett confessed that he didn't indeed flash back doing it. Once Everett's bail was posted, Rafe released him from his bind. Everett putatively morphed back into Bobby since he no longer wished to continue his remedy session with Marlena. After Bobby bolted from the Salem PD without picking up his things, Marlena told Jada and Rafe that she had enough good idea of what was going on with Everett. Days of Our Lives spoilers say Marlena will do her stylish to help Everett and Bobby come one, Everett's secret exposed, Stephanie's decision, Eric confronts Sloan. Days of Our Lives spoilers for Thursday, May 23 indicate that Everett Lynch/Bobby Stein, Black, Barris, secret is out. Will Stephanie Johnson, Abigail Klein, stand by her man? Eric Brady, Greg Vaughn, confronts Sloan Peterson, Jessica Surfety. Everett Lynch's secret is out. Days of Our Lives spoilers reveal that Everett Lynch has gone off and punched Eric for no reason. Still, that punch did give Eric the drive he demanded to defy his woman. Everett acts like a fully different person at times, and now we know he has two personalities. Marlena Evans, Deidre Hall, has now figured out what's wrong with her case. It's clear why Bobby does the effects he does. Bobby has chalked it up to amnesia and everything differently. Bobby will find himself locked up in jail for assault. Still, he cannot control what his other personality does. Will Bobby switch back to Everett and wonder what happened? Can Marlena help Bobby to get this under control?